A certain criteria has to be met in order to classify someone as being in a Richmond gang, ranging from self-admission, confirmation from an informant, displaying hand signs, hanging out in known gang areas, wearing similar clothing, and committing crimes and getting arrested with other members, which basically describes black hood culture in general. Gang or no gang, the average street guy with no gang ties have indulged in at least one, if not all of those activities.
If you f***ed the nigga up, you robbed the nigga, or you and your boys banked the nigga, in Southside, you gonna see that nigga here today. So if you get f***ed up, it's your fault, because you came here. Whatever you did to a nigga, you gonna see that nigga today. And the worst thing about it, nigga gonna be here with his whole squad, his whole hood gonna be out this bitch. This Southside.
But this gang's plans to visit Gilpin involved an ongoing beef with a specific person, and this person had intentions on going to the store located just blocks away from Gilpin Court. And for the sake of the story, let's call this person Larry, because in doing my research, she was only ever referred to as intended target throughout the court documents I could find. But before we go any further into the rest of Tynaja's day, I'd like to take you back in time a bit, so we can truly understand how and why all of these moving parts end up at the intersection of North First and Federal Streets. Now, the background on the 30 Boyz and all the information obtained was through court transcripts, case files, and news articles, so my apologies in advance if any information is wrong or misleading. According to gang unit detectives, the 30 Boyz started as a rap group in late 2019 and was designated a street gang in 2021. They thought of St. Luke Apartments as the common 30 Boyz hangout, spending most of their days and time here because an apartment was being leased by one of the members' girlfriends. Labeling Tyree, Rashad, and Mitchell as well-known members. And Ramil, he was said to be related to Tyree, but couldn't confirm if he was an actual member. While another gang unit detective says he's known Savon since the year 2016 at the age of 16 or 17 years old. Then by spring of 2022, Savon at the time was considered a member of another gang linked to the 30 Boyz, some sort of branch or subset. But that link would soon be broken after the 30 Boyz member was murdered by someone rumored to be a part of the other gang that they were tight with. And this was a member that Savon was very close to. So in turn, Savon decided to leave that gang and become associated with the 30 Boyz officially. The gang unit was still on the fence about him being an official member, but seeing him hanging out with them on social media labeled him as a close associate. Now, the man, Larry, I mentioned earlier in the story, would have a history with one of their members, Tyree. And Tyree would one day get into an altercation with Larry. It isn't known why or when this event would take place, but it's said to be a huge contributor for the upcoming events, kickstarting the beef between the two, and they were feuding back and forth ever since.